first installment for the lean post we picked up from the skiff guy. And it's pretty crusty, actually. Overall, it's in great shape, but there are like some like under the surface things. You can tell it's been used for a little bit, but it's also, I think it's been homemade. And I'll point out to you why I think it's been homemade too. But I just took off the cushion. Let me show you that real quick. So we've pulled off the cushion. As you see, it's sitting right here. I pulled off the rod holders, and there's a bunch of corrosion just underneath here where these bolts were. I'm just trying to clean some of this stuff up. It's all aluminum construction. It's in good shape, you know. Here's the underneath of the seat. You see, here's the crustiness. Yep, here's the crustiness of all that. Here's the piano hinge that folds forward. You can see how crusty it is. So we're just getting this thing cleaned up and getting it prepped to go back in the boat. We're going to be building the insert here for us to have storage underneath here. Because whenever you sit on it, the seat wants to like fold in right here. So I'm going to bolt on some angle iron from here to, or angle aluminum from here to here. And I'll keep the seat from wanting to cave in. And here's our diamond plate, aluminum, that we're going to use to build our insert. We're going to see how that's going to go. I'm going to try to bend and like bend everything into position. So it should be fun. Okay, well, same video, but we're back messing with this. I've got the Yeti underneath here. I'm trying to lay out my insert here. And this piece of aluminum angle overhangs by that much from this pipe. So you can kind of see that's how much it overhangs this pipe here. So I'm going to cut this off. It's not welded on that corner either, so that'll help too. So we're just going to lop that off real quick with my Okay, we got it cut off. Got it all sanded down now where it's nice and smooth. Not gonna cut nobody. It's flush with our bar. So now we'll have built a rectangle insert. It'll go in here. Currently, from this part to this part is 36 inches. Gonna be how big my space is gonna be all the way. It's just gonna come over an inch, down 6, over 36, up 6, across 1. That's the plan. And the total width is going to be, I haven't figured that out yet, but we'll go over that in a minute. But yeah, we'll check back in just a second. Daylight. This is what I got done. You saw me bend one of these. I didn't show the other part. It's the same thing, rinse and repeat. And we got our bottom piece mounted in that we cut already. And that's all I got done. There was a lot more involved than I thought. So the next phase of this process is going to be to, this has already gotten pretty stiff, but we're going to add our back piece here. It will bend and go underneath this piece. Same thing with the front. It'll bend and go underneath here, providing even more support of this bottom section. And then this thing's done. Bends came out really nice, actually. I mean, look at that. Kept the mirror finish. We're gonna break these points. They're pretty sharp, of course. And then we'll have a nice mirror finish on the backside here. And I'm gonna get a piece of EVA foam to stick inside. We're gonna cut those screws that are popping out. Another 2 more right there. We're just gonna come a little bit so the point's not sticking up, and then we have a good place to store our phones, store our GPS, store whatever we want, or our wallet, keys. I mean, it'd be great. So it's coming together pretty nice. And we're gonna hit these. Yeah, we got this bolted on. Might add another one here, I don't know yet, but looking pretty good. Coming together pretty nice. So the next piece I cut, it's gonna be interesting. And man, I had a mishap. Oh my gosh. So I had to cut one of my other pieces a second time. So I was cutting that corner with the X on this side. I was holding it and I was doing the saw, dude, and it grabbed it from me, and I just had to let go of this sucker, and it broke something. I tried to find it. I could not find it, but what happened when I was doing this, so I was cutting it like this, and I had it too far forward. Let me show you here. So I had it where the blade was too engaged, and it just snatched it out of my hands. You want to go to the very tip of the blade where you're barely chopping it, right? But no matter what, when you're using power tools, be careful. I still have my fingers and toes, but this is what happened after the aftermath. And that bottom section is still pretty good to use, but it is in the scrap bin. Yeah, that was almost a bad situation. There it is, man. Looking pretty good. So the bummer, like I said, with the rod holders is the cooler. I have an idea. I'm gonna have to raise the rod holders up by like 2 inches. And then I'm gonna put this on rollers. I'm gonna build a frame, put some wheels on it, so that way we can roll the cooler in and out easily to access it. And then that way it'll be stored under it easy. All right, it's the next day. I got my mic on, try to minimize the amount of background noise. As you saw yesterday, we got to this point here. I just cut our strips. These are 9 inches by 36. I got to take off an inch, make them 35. We're going to bend one to the up and one down. They're going to be our front and back panels. I bent these pieces of aluminum out so we can slide our piece of aluminum into here. It's going to go over top of here, screw it down to the bottom of this, and then screw it in. I'm about to set you guys up. I'm going to cut this real fast, and we're going to go through this process, try to get all this wrapped up. And hopefully, should be getting the cushion back on today and our box built out. We really need if we could turn this into a live well, but yeah, it'd be way too much trouble. It's going to be dry storage for us to put our phones, like I said, and stuff in here. Let's get this going. So I think we will change this a little bit. Instead of 2 inches overhang, I'm going to shift it to be 1.5 inches. I'm going to do it 1 inch, and I'm going to bend the rest of it up here over. I'm going to fit it up, put my 1 inch, fit it up, mark my line, and then that'll be our rest stop to keep the seat from folding in. So we'll just use this piece as our support. That'll work really well. I'm gonna go inside and eat some lunch. But yeah, that's what it looks like so far. It ain't perfect, but it'll get the job done. It's awesome. And then we'll zip these sharp points off here, like I said. Get these all cleaned up. Get a piece of EVA foam in here. I'll tidy it up real nice. All right, our box is built. I need to go back and replace these screws with bolts and put the heads inside and put the bolts on the outside. It'd be a lot better. Yeah, I'm getting ready to reassemble it and put the rod holders back on, put the cushion back on. I'm gonna do some cleaning up on this real fast. But here we are. I mean, what it sure does look pretty cool. I mean, you won't see that when the seat's on here because the seat covers this whole section. But back here, boom. It's pretty sweet. Not gonna lie, I'm super happy about it. Came out fantastic. Piece of foam in here is gonna be great. It'd be nice to actually foam like all the sides. If I can get enough of that, I don't know how much this stuff is. I never looked into it, but if we get enough EVA foam, I might just do the whole bottom, sides, and everything. Just kind of really make it nice cushy box for phones and stuff not to get broken. But look at that, dude. The old Skiff Guy post got a new life. Let's get her back together. Okay, let's put some limiters on our seat. I want it to fold out to like this much, or right here. That's it. I don't want to go any further than that. Just too much. So preferably like right here. So let's get that fixed. I got some eye hooks right here. There's already holes in here, like it had them at one point. So first we're gonna create our crimp for our rings. Let's take a guess at how long they need to be. There should be more than enough right here. So This is just some like leftover steel cable that I have from my cornhole boards that I build. And this was like extra that didn't quite meet the cut or make the cut for the length that we needed to be for our distance cable. Okay, there's that. There's one. So first things first, we're going to make this a permanent connection. So we'll go through our thimble, through our eye, and then back through the thimble again. There we go. All right. Open up our crimping tool. There's one. So I'll go ahead and get this bad boy in here. Oh, you know what? It may not close. Dang. Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna hit. Alright, so that's a bummer. Maybe why they didn't have them on there. So let's see. I wonder if I go to the far back corner, if that will work. They probably tried that. That's probably why there's two holes here. And they went as far back as they could go. It doesn't hit. Nice. At all? Or is it? I can't tell if it is. I don't think it is, ladies and gentlemen. All right. But we will sink it as far as it will go. Sweet. Here we go. Got our tabs in there. Let's close it up. Oh yeah, it closes nicely. I'm gonna use these clips right here. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna do the same thing. We're gonna figure out where we want it. And I think that's about how far I want it to go. We need two of our thimbles here. Okay. So about right here. So let's go ahead and put thimble on, feed it through. Okay. Yeah, I think right there, that's the money spot right there. What's nice is when you get these thimbles on here, you don't have to really do much with them after that. They'll hold position as long as there's not tension on your thing. Okay, there we go. We're gonna have two, so clip off our excess. Boom. Alright, that was a little slack in it, but it's more like a... What's up? Alright, it's another day messing with the lean post again. I wanted to see if I could use the original backrest that was on with our cooler in the boat originally. If you've seen our videos, you know what I'm talking about. But I was wondering if we could use the backrest on the lean post to have a backrest on the lean post. Got in here, folded a little bit. I was like, well, this might work, you know, we might have to do this, this, and this, and yada, yada. But anyway, let me show you what we figured out here, okay? So here it is. We got it rigged up. So I kept the original length of the bar and used the original holes that bolted onto the floor of the boat. This went through a U-bracket and it had a pin through it. Drilled a hole right here and bolted it up on both sides. And I currently have it zip tied up here. I don't want to drill another hole through here, but I don't have to. But I like this being a fixed thing, and if it'll rock back and forth, it doesn't rock a whole lot. So we might run a bolt through here to lock this in position. But we lose the rod holders, which is kind of a bummer. But I'm not sure how much of a bummer it's going to be, because I have another idea. We might, if we have enough room, of course, come off the back of this and build out that similar section of tubing somehow to put the rod holders in place. We'll see. That's super preliminary. But we will, I think, have a spot for maybe some cup holders or something, or build like a little tray back here to throw stuff in. And we have our big bin here. Got the EVA foam ordered today to line this thing. That could be like a good storage box or storage area for something, but we'll figure that out. More to come later. This is a brainstorming idea, and it's super comfortable. I mean, really comfortable. Sitting on this thing, got an armrest here so I can sit next to you. Sitting here driving the boat, got a backrest. My foot's against the footrest here, and I'll have like another foot against the center console. But an offshore trip, you know, you're kind of sitting here bouncing around and you got something to rest your back against. Yeah, I didn't get too much of the process, and it's pretty straightforward. It's just a, this is the brainstorming idea, and I just want to make sure we could use this thing. I still have not fitted into the boat yet. That's coming very soon, but I do get to see how far apart the footprint's going to be, because the cooler, which is here, fit between the bars of the backrest, right? And there's the bar, and there's the bar. So you can see how much bigger the footprint's going to be. It's not much wider. The cooler is actually about almost flush with the back. So overall, it's not much bigger than it was before. So in theory, we could extend this ever so much to put the rod holders back on, which would be really cool. But I'd probably have to cut that bar off, unfortunately. We'll see. We'll figure that out. We're gonna reuse our lean post rod holders. It's gonna be amazing. I'm going on faith here that it's gonna work and fit on the boat. Super excited. So, I need to brace this up a little bit for it to work. We're going to take our angled aluminum here and run it across this backside here and stiffen up this piece of PVC board. And then this will mount on the lean post. I'll show you that in just a minute. So let's get this cut and screwed onto here. And we'll get this installed on the post. Let's go. Yeah, look at that. That is so sick. This thing is like a Swiss Army knife now. It's got the backrest, the rod holders moved up and out. We can still get into the cooler. It ain't much, but if you need to reach your hand in there and get a soda or a drink, you got enough space. We don't put fish in here anyway. Fish go on in the storage on the boat. This is for like our drinks, extra ice. If we need to get an ice bag out, we'll have to pull the cooler out. But heck yeah, check that out. So I'm gonna bolt it down. We'll do 3 bolts. One dead center going through this tubing here, one here, and one over here. And then it'll be bolted down. And we'll put a cup holder here, cup holder here, cup holder right there. Bam. Adding 3 more cup holders, keeping the 4 rod holders. Before I couldn't put a cup holder here, I was only gonna put it in the middle because they were getting these plates right here. But I'm gonna try to find another piece of this starboard to go across this backside here to cover this up, and just put a piece of EVA foam or something. But yeah, look at that. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Outstanding. All I need to do now is drill the holes, and we're in good shape. So let's get that done real quick.
Yeah.
got it bolted on, good and strong. Probably put some back here just like as a cushion so it doesn't bang against each other. Take something and make it yours. I think it's completely custom. And it looks better than what it did whenever we bought it. It's like a monstrosity, actually. This thing has come out awesome. As you just saw, we got the cup holders installed. Super simple. Looking nice. I got them glued in with some liquid nails. We'll see if it works. My 5200 dried up and went bad, unfortunately. Need to get some more. They got a single drain hole in the bottom. If you wanted to plumb them up or something, which I'm not gonna worry about, it's just gonna go into the floor. But looking good. Be nice if they were white, but it's all right. It'd be cool. The contrast is kind of nice. But yep, look at that. I'm ready to see what this thing looks like in the boat, man. EVA foam should be in here tomorrow, and we'll get this situated. I gotta get the some nuts for the bolts I have to bolt all these together and get rid of these screws. But yep, check it out, guys. Got our EVA foam. I got it all installed. I didn't bore you guys with the details of installing the stuff. It's pretty straightforward. Just peel and stick. It ain't perfect. Especially a little bit of gaps down there. I had to fill in some holes. I wanted to use up what I had, right? But I tried to keep the big pieces. One big continuous piece if I could. But it works really well. And my phone fits like perfectly like this. And it's nice and cushioned in here. And wrapping the EVA foam over top of this actually creates like a nice friction fit for the seat, which is outstanding. I redid this, put a clip in here to easily remove the seat if need be, because I went back and I installed nuts and bolts to bolt it all together instead of screws like I said. And I had to pull this back off. So now, if you ever need to upholster it again, we can just undo that clip, unscrew it from right there, and then the seat will come off. It'll fold all the way down where we can unbolt it and take it off. But we got our piece of wood cut, and it's temporarily fitted up here. We are also going to EVA foam the top of this, I think. Either that or I'm gonna paint it gray. I haven't decided yet. I have gray paint from the trailer build, so I might just epoxy the edges and stuff and get it all sealed up and just do a nice coat of paint on top of this thing and call it a day. Not perfect either. You can see the gap here is bigger than the gap over there, but I mean, in respect, something ain't perfect here either. But it is what it is. It will serve its purpose. And it's gonna be amazing. But yeah, that's what we got so far. I want to give you an update on this before we go into the boat. But that's what we got. The EVA foam is really nice. Gray and red. We have the red cushion on our boat, which is actually in the garage right now. Yep. That's it. Don't mind the leaves. We gotta clean her up. I gotta pull those U brackets out. But, I mean, this isn't terrible. So we're gonna have to move it up a little bit. So right now, that's a little close, actually. I think I like it where it was. Yeah, I think that'll work. Because that's how much room we have right there. There's our live well. Put your rod right here. This is gonna be like a crosswalk. We'll get the cooler in here. This is enough room to come over here and sit down. Nice and tall. I'm digging it. We got it bolted down. I used 1 bolt per foot, and I found out why this is splitting so bad. So it turns out that is a piece of steel, or actually it's aluminum. There's an aluminum plate that goes, actually goes all the way back to that foot, and I don't know much farther back. So that's why that's splitting like that. Interesting. But we have a good strong surface. It's screwed down to the aluminum, drilled holes in all 4 corners, and shrunk it down with like big old bolts, and did a finish style washer, and swapped out those 2 washers because I only had 2 and I needed 2 more. But the Yeti's in here. Able to get in here and get a drink. It pulls out nicely. We can put ice in there. It'll be really nice to actually build the track system. But it's in the boat. I got some other things to button up. I got this painted, the piece of wood painted that's in the garage, and then we'll get that put on. But we got some other stuff to do. There'll be a video number 2. Because we're going to redo the upholstery, maybe a video number 2. We're going to take this backrest off, redo the upholstery, and make the cushion a little bit thinner. We made it really thick and cushy. So we're going to take the cushion off this backside here, give us more space over here. And we're going to half the cushion up here to give us more space to sit further back, I think. But we're not sure yet. I haven't decided yet. But if I do that, we'll get that on video. But yeah, she's in the boat. We swept everything up. Sitting on it, it's really nice. Steering wheel is right here. I'm able to see over the steering wheel really well. And it's a hit. It's comfy. Real comfy. In here, I mean, I got life jackets in the way, but before I was like down here having to look through the windshield. The windshield's kind of tough to see through. But now I'll be able to see over top of it and get a little bit better line of sight while I'm driving. And it's comfortable. So we'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Well, I'm about to wrap this video up just because of the sake of time. We're getting to that pretty long time frame of 30 minutes, and I'm trying to keep the videos under that if I can, just to keep you guys entertained and not have y'all like sit here for an hour long video. But anyway, we got it installed. We did our customization to the lean post. Got it in the boat. You can barely see. You can see it popping up right there under the tarp. There she is. You saw in the last shot. We got her all bolted down. We'll be doing some other stuff. I got to do some customization still to it. We'll make that a video number 2 for updates to the lean post. But I'm gonna get this uploaded so you guys can enjoy it and watch it and check it out. Took a little bit of time to do this, but looks good. It's comfortable. Can't wait to get on the water and give you guys another video of us out there on the water using it and actually enjoying it. It's gonna be amazing. So ready to get on the water, even though it's November. But hey, I like to fish. It's my thing. I love it. But yeah, if you guys watched all the way to the end of this, thank you very much for checking it out, sticking around and watching this video. Thanks for watching. As always, you guys are amazing. I love seeing the comments. Keep them coming. Let me know what you think about this lean post. What you would have done, what you'd have changed, what you'd have done differently. I want to hear about it. See you next time. Who knows what we're going to do next, right? See ya.